So we're on the left side of the RV facing forward, and when this is plugged in at an RV park, you can run everything in the RV just fine. This goes into a 30 volt outlet. And when you're done, if you just push this back into here and store it, the generator will not work the air conditioner, nor will the microwave work. So when you put this back in, you plug it in, there's an outlet in the back of the RV, of this little cubby hole. You plug it into there so that the generator can give power to the RV appliances. And once it's plugged in like that, then you can feed the loop in to drive away. Okay, this is an RV dump station. You can Google which gas stations have it. We're here in Smithfield, just north of our house on Main Street, at a Chevron. And this is the dump station. Oftentimes they will have water at dump stations, but when it's near where you dump your sewage, that the water is for rinsing only. It's not for filling up your culinary water. So whenever there's a spout near your dumping station, do not fill up your RV with it. This spout's probably contaminated. The culinary water will be 30 feet or so from the dump station. Here you can see this is where the sewage goes. There's usually a cap like this that you push with your foot, and there's sometimes a rock or a brick to keep it open. Right here, you can see there are two valves. We will hook our tube up here. This is black water, which is sewage. You pull it to open it. This is gray water, or the water that goes down the drain from your sink or your shower. You always want to empty the black water first and then rinse it out with the gray water, since it's not quite as contaminated of water. Our RV has the tube for the sewage in this tailpipe. So you pull this wire pin. The hardest part of it is probably getting this back in. It's a little frustrating. And you pull this cap off, and the tube is in here. Okay, before I pull it all the way out, I want to show you where the supplies are. All of the dirty sewage supplies are in this storage container. Again, we're on the left side going forward. The clean supplies to fill up the clean water, which is right here, are in here in a white plastic bag. So this is a filter, and it goes in here, and your hose goes on here, and you fill it up with clean water to drink or wash your hands. And this is right back here. That's pretty self-explanatory. Again, it's in the largest storage door. By the way, when I drive, I lock this so it stays shut better. So opening up the contaminated door, and you can keep things open with these little tabs like this. There's gloves. If they don't have a hose to rinse off, you can use this hose. This is for dirty water. This is a series of plastic props, and you can line them up as far as you need to go so that your tube goes downhill, so that all the sewage comes out. It's really downhill here. I don't think we'll need to use this, but you can undo this orange part and spread them out as needed. So first I'm going to put gloves on, and this elbow, this adapter there. So you basically just need these two things. This is a little bit, has some rust on it. So these things twist, and they go up and down your tube like this, okay? And as you twist it, it locks it on your adapter. And it can be kind of frustrating, so I like to give myself plenty of room up here. Then this is your adapter for the drain. So if you just hold this here, actually goes on the other way, counterclockwise, then this tightens up. So this one goes, you screw it down the opposite way you would most things. And then this one clicks it into place and tightens it like that. This cap, you rotate a little bit counterclockwise, like that. There will be some drainage, even though the valves are closed. Make sure the valves are closed before you open this. You push it on and turn to lock it into place. This goes on the same way. This female end goes here. Again, you rotate it opposite of what you'd think. I still have to tell myself, let's give myself a little more room by rotating this. So you put this coupler on for the waste tubing by screwing this down the opposite way you would think onto the plastic. This cuff I have screwed away from it so it's easier. It can be frustrating to put on. You can see the arrow here. Once it's on fairly well, then you screw this cuff back up just like the other side, and it'll kind of lock it into place like that. Then again, make sure the tubing's all downhill. I could have parked away from here. You can use your foot to push that. Some people put this on to keep it in place. There's a little bit of uphill, so I'm actually going to use these. You can separate it like this. It might help to park a little further away sometimes. I think for here, I'll do this. Shorten the tube a little. Now you see you have a much better downhill slope the whole time. Like that. Okay, now the next thing I do now that everything is hooked up, again, this is your gray water valve. I want to do that last to rinse out most of the sewage. The black water valve is here. There are two black water valves. This is the one closest to you. You want to open up this one first, and you pull it like that. Then you walk around the other side of the RV, and this is built this way so that you're away from the sewage. And there's another valve the same way, and it's right under here. And you pull this and you'll hear it empty. All right, we don't hear anything else running through the sewage drain, so we're gonna shut this valve here by pushing it in all the way. You always want to shut off the black water valves before you open up the gray water. Again, the gray water is the wastewater from the sink and down the bathroom drain, shower drain. So here I'm shutting off this black water valve by pushing it in. And now I'm opening up the gray water, and it will help rinse out your waste tubing. You can see I have a good downward slope. All right, the gray water is done emptying, so I want to close the valve before I undo this. Okay, and then I unscrew this from here, and then I use the hose water they have to rinse it off. Okay, you can rinse inside there off a little. Again, this is not to fill up your culinary water. Do that at a separate station or far away. And then I just run a bunch of water through the pipe to rinse it all off. And once that drains through, I'll also rinse this off a little bit. All right, and then I put it all away. So I put the tube back in the rear fender with the orange caps taken off. And again, I was saying that one of the hardest parts, once you put this cap in, you have to put this pin in, and it's kind of tricky finding the hole. Make sure it's shoved in enough that you can access the bottom hole. Once you've put away the tubing and the couplers in the second to front left-sided storage bin, you want to make sure you close the cap. It's easy to forget. And I'd probably do this with your gloves on. Goes in and then it turns.